What is up, guys? My name is Babylonian here, coming to you with another anime first look review of the first 3 episodes of Classroom of the Elite. So, Classroom of the Elite. The setting it takes place in Kodo Ikusei, which is a school that kind of appears to be a paradise school. Everything seems all shiny, awesome, pretty. It's super high tech. It's got all the latest technology, and it's a 100% college acceptance rate from everybody who graduates from that school. Basically, it just gives this whole facade of paradise. So, in the first episode, the show really expands upon that. So, what happens is the students are given 100,000 yen. So, I'm not sure how much that is in US dollars, but just based on their reactions to it, it is a lot of money. They were all reacting to it like, wow, oh my god, so much money. I guess they just assumed they'd get that every month. So they spent it all. They spent so much. Everybody's having a good time, basically partying, and then you're introduced to the main characters, um, Ayano Kuji and Kikyo Kushida and Suzune Horikita. Yes. So the main character, Kiyotaka Ayano Kuji. I'm sorry for butchering these names. So he's basically like the main character. He's blah. He doesn't really give two shits. He's trying to make friends, but he has a lot of issues making friends. But he's still really blah. He doesn't get riled up around anything, and he's really low profile. So in the second episode, when basically everybody spends their money, everybody runs out of money, there's the catch that happens. What happens is all that money that they had, they don't get anymore because since they had so much money, they kind of relaxed, slacked off. The teacher was very loose about it. She didn't really enforce any rules or anything. She just let students do whatever they want. So the students did whatever they wanted, and then on the second episode, so the premise of the show is that students get paid based on their academic performance. So when their academic performance went lower, so did their pay. It went down to zero because they were all slacking off. So they're all struggling for money. Everybody's trying to like loan out trying to get loans from other people. Basically everybody's just in a whole shit fest. Really shit it really hits the wall. Yeah, so so their pay is dependent on which grade level, I guess, which class rank. And right now it takes place in class D. All the main characters are in class D, which is the worst. So, in order to go up, you have to get better test scores. And once you rank up, or at least your test scores go higher, you actually get some food, some money to actually, yeah. So they do have free food though. They have all the basic necessities, but it's just all crappy. And once you have money, it's a lot better. Anyway, so the main character, as I said, Kiyotaka Ayano Kuji, is really low profile. He's blah. But in the second and third episode, he really has this compassionate side to him. Like, he actually cares about people. When basically the teacher announced that, oh yeah, now all of you, whoever fails, is going to be expelled, Ayano Kuji went and tried to help one of the lower like studious whatever, like the stupid guys in the class, or I guess the guys that don't really like to study that much, and he tried to help him. He tried to help everybody in the class in general because he knew the class was bad. I mean, it was D rank. So what he did to help the class was he used his own money. Since he saved his money, he used his own money, and he basically bribed a higher student to give him the last year's tests and the results and the scores and everything and all the answers, so that he would be able to distribute it to the class. But instead of distributing it himself, Kiyotaka actually gives it to Suzune Horikita. So Suzune Horikita, no, he gives it to Kikyo Kushida. He gives it to Kikyo Kushida. So Kikyo Kushida appears to be a very nice person in the first 2 episodes. She's like one of those preppy, like, I need to be friends with everybody kind of girls. So yeah, that's pretty much what we've seen in the first 2 episodes. So he hands it to her, and she basically distributes it. She gets everybody like her, and Kiyotaka really doesn't care about taking credit. He's just really low key, and he's pretty pretty melodramatic. He's pretty mellow. He's pretty mellow. Like he's like doesn't really care much. So Kikyo actually has two. She has a dual personality. She's super nice, but then in the end of the third episode, um, Kiyotaka walks in or follows her, and she finds out that she actually has massive rage and aggression, especially against Suzune Horikita. So Suzune Horikita is really reserved. She's like the super studious type of girl. She really doesn't care. She shows that she tells directly people that she doesn't care about friendship. She doesn't care about any of that shit. She's like, bruh, I'm just here to study, bruh. Anyways, so she in the third episode really expands upon the characters. Like Kikyo, you find out that she has dual personality. Kiyotaka, you find out that he's very nice and wants to help people. And then Suzune Horikita, she's actually working in this school to work up to meet her brother's standard. He's an A class. He's older and he's an A rank or A class student. So she's really trying to meet his expectations, but he believes that she's just useless. She's stupid. She's dumb. He tells her she can't do anything, and she should just give up. He basically doesn't respect her at all. So Suzune, I'm guessing in this whole anime, is going to be striving to reach A rank and trying to get the entire class to reach A rank because she wants to show her brother and make him proud of her. So in order to reach A rank, the whole school, the whole class needs to have their test scores up. And if I think it's after they get to a certain point they rank up, but if your test scores are up, you do get paid more money. So this whole show, yeah. So Horikita creates this whole study group to try to get the stupid students to perform better, or I shouldn't really stupid students, the students that don't want to study to perform better. And then she pushes everyone away because she believes that people, like relationships, are just weaknesses and hindrances. So she pushes everybody away. The only person she really talks to is Kiyotaka because they're kind of in a similar situation, that they're both kind of outsiders. They both don't have many friends. So that's the only person she really socializes with. But they don't really, I guess Kiyotaka they don't really consider each other a friend. They're just acquaintances. And then, however, Suzune might appear that way, but she still wants to help. I think there's still like some kind of like want to help people because she does create this whole study group to help basically the bad students that don't want to go with the general main study group. She creates it to help them increase their scores, which would increase the class rank because she does want to reach A rank. So that's the reason she gives, that by raising their test scores up, it'll help her achieve her goal. But in reality, I think there's some hint of kindness in there that she wants to help these people. So Kikyo Kushida, basically everybody likes her. As I said earlier, she has dual personality. She's super mean, but nobody sees it. She keeps it super quiet. So when Kiyotaka walked in on her, she basically blackmailed him that you better not tell anybody or I'll tell everybody that you raped me. So Kiyotaka has to remain quiet. So there's a lot of drama going on in this show, a lot of things happening. The animation of this show is very just beautiful. It's amazing. It's awesome. It's on point. As for the story, it's very interesting. And it releases little bit of information at a time. It's very interesting, for a lot of promise. It isn't like your typical slice of life school thing, because I usually don't watch that genre because I just don't like really slice of life. But this show actually really intrigued me with the whole point system, with the whole school, with the whole like really atmosphere, because what the school is trying to represent is the workforce. The school is trying to represent how in the workforce, depending on how much work you do, you get paid. That's employment. And then you get promoted, basically. You get higher pay, da-da-da-da-da. And then you just start off with 100,000 is like you starting off with your parents' money. But then obviously your parents are not going to support you forever. So it really tries to simulate life. However, what I wished there was one character that was like kind of like an entrepreneur. Because honestly, that's desperately needed in this school. So all the students are basically broke and they can't afford much. If there was one character that maybe like snuck into you can't, in the school there's like a rule that you're like cut off from the outside world. So it's kind of like its own world. So anyway, so I wish there was like a character that like kind of sneak off or find some way, where there's a will, there's a way, I wish there was a character that would find a way to make money, because everybody's broke so they can't afford much. So if he could like find a way to make money and really, flesh out that entrepreneurial vibe and keep on going on. Because, that actually add a lot to the story. That's the only thing really missing. But besides that, the show is pretty good. The characters, the the plot, everything's very promising. It's very intriguing. I really recommend that you watch this show because it actually is pretty good. And yeah, that's my verdict that you should watch this show. Anyways, that's Babylonian, the first look review of Classroom of the Elite. Go watch it.